Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is John from Programming Knowledge and I would like to welcome you all to this brand new tutorial series where we will talk about PWA or Progressive Web Apps. So basically, as you can see here, I have a web application and this is a contact organizer where you can add a certain contact. For example, you could click on this plus icon and then you can specify the contact name and of course the contact number right here, and then go ahead click on this particular add contact button. So you could also click on this hamburger icon on the top of the app and you can browse the home page and about page of this particular application. So guys, this is PWA or meaning Progressive Web App, and I'm gonna teach you on how to create this particular application. This is a web application. Once again, this is a web application that serves as or that acts like a mobile application. So basically, you can install this particular app to your Android phone, to your iOS phone or iOS device, and of course you can install this to your browser, for example, or to your computer by using your browser. So if you click on this plus icon right here, you have an option to install this particular app. So if you go ahead and click on the install, then the application or the web application will be installed to your computer, to your browser. If you're using your iOS device, then you can add the app to your phone, and of course if you're using Android, then you can also add this particular application to your home page or to your home screen. Okay, so we will be talking about that in this particular video tutorial series, and this particular app supports offline, meaning if we go offline with this particular application, we can still get all the data. So for example, I will try to click on this offline option right here, which simulates the offline behavior of our application. So we're still getting this data. By the way guys, I'm using Firebase database for this particular application, and of course if you're using Firebase database, that means that your data will be hosted online or remotely. So but still I can get the data coming from Firebase if this particular application, or even if this particular application is offline. So later on in this video or in this video tutorial series, I will teach you how to sync your PWA app and like for example saving your data locally, and then later on if you have the internet connection, then you can sync back your data to your Firebase database online. So if you want the starter files for this particular video tutorial series, I have it uploaded to GitHub, and I will add the link to the description box below. You can follow this link, and of course you can download the starter files for this particular video tutorial series. And the starter files include the CSS file, the image files, and of course the icons, JS files inside the JS directory, and we also have the pages, and lastly the index.html file that basically holds the structure of our application or PWA app. Now in this particular video tutorial series, we're going to be using Materialize CSS, and if you want to get started with Materialize CSS, you can go ahead and open up materializecss.com and click on this getting started link, where you will have an option to download or use the CDN for the Materialize CSS. And also in this video, we're going to be using VS Code to write our code or to add components to our application or web application. And by the way guys, we're not gonna dig deeper to the Materialize CSS. We're just gonna use the classes, and of course if you want to learn more about Materialize CSS, you can go through with the documentation, familiarize the classes that you want to use for Materialize CSS. But this particular application, as I've said, is using Materialize CSS, and I'm gonna guide you through the steps on how you can set up this particular starter files. And of course, if you want, you can just download the starter files from this GitHub repository. Now, the starter files will look like this. Okay, so you have the CSS directory, you have the img folder directory, which contains the icons. So I have created icons for different sizes or screen sizes. So we have 72 and until 512 pixels, 384, 192, and so on. So I also have this icon right here, which is programming contacts or pk contacts.png, and this will hold the image for our contacts, as you can see here, right here. There you go. And after that, we have also the JS directory, which contains the common.js and materialize.mean.js. So the common.js hosts this particular JavaScript code right here, which enables the side navigation for our side menu and side form. As you can see here, if you click on this particular icon, hamburger icon, then the side menu will be displayed, and the same thing for the plus icon. The new contact form will be displayed on the screen, where you can specify the name of the contact and of course the contact numbers. Okay, and next we have the materialize.mean.js included in our file right here, and we also have pages. So the pages consist of the about.html file right there, and also contact.html, and we're gonna be, maybe we'll try to do works or add content to the contact.html file later on, but our focus is this index.html. So the index.html contains this particular code. We have here the HTML tag, head, and then body tag, and also the closing body and HTML tag. And of course, inside here we have set the title into Programming Knowledge Contacts. So basically, this is for contact organizer for Programming Knowledge. So I have I created this particular concept for this particular tutorial. Now I have added the Materialize mean.css right here. So this is coming from the CSS directory that we have here. And also we're including the Materialize, the material icons coming from Google APIs right here. So link and then href to https and then googleapis.com, and then the icon family, which is material icons. Okay, and then for the style sheet, another style sheet is the styles.css coming from our CSS directory right here. And also we included the JS files for Materialize. So we will be using the Materialize mean.js to animate our side menu and of course the side form right here. So that's what we're trying to use here. Where is it? Common.js. This is the code that we use for hiding and displaying the side menu that we have here and the side form. So the side form, this is for adding this is not recipe, this is adding contacts, right? Add contact right there, and then the second or the first one is for the menu right there. Now let's try to add components or add elements to our index HTML, because for now this is currently empty right here, but we can try to add more elements to this. So the first thing that we're gonna be adding is, of course, the navigator, or I mean the navigation. So we're gonna be adding nav here. So let's just add first the comment. So tap nav. In here, we're gonna be adding a nav component or element, and then it will have a class of z, the 0, and inside here we're gonna be adding a div right here, and it's going to have a span. This is for the hamburger icon. So let's just add class for this. So this will have nav wrapper, and then container, and then the span will have class left. So we're gonna be positioning the hamburger icon on the left side of the screen. So it will have gray text, but we're gonna be trying to darken the text by 1. So this is coming from Materialize Css. So if you're not familiar with that, then you have an option to browse through the documentation of Materialize Css. And we have I. So we're gonna be adding a span right here, and then or not span, let's add class to this. So the class will be material icon or icons, and then side nav trigger. So we're adding this particular class because that's the that will try to trigger the opening of the side menu later on. So side nav trigger, and then we're gonna be adding a data attribute right here. So data target equals side menu. Okay, and then we're gonna be adding menu right here. So this is for the hamburger icon, and of course we want to have the some sort of logo. So we're gonna be adding link to that, and this will be on the root directory or root path to the app. Okay, and then we will have the right class to this, meaning we're gonna be positioning this particular link on the right side of the screen, and this will have a span element right here. Let's say contacts, and then PK. So PK stands for programming knowledge. So let's save this and let's start to preview our app. So basically what we have here is the structure. We have here the navigation, and we also have the link PK contacts right here, right? So let's try, let's make this side by side maybe. Okay, so what we could do now is to add the side menu. So outside the tab nav right here. So this will be the side nav menu, and it will have the UL element, and the ID will be side menu. You have to make sure that this particular ID is the same side menu side menu here. because this will this particular menu right here, the hamburger icon, will try to target this particular element with this particular ID. So class, and this will have side nav and then side menu. Okay, and we will add here li element. So this is for the root link, for example. So we're gonna be adding class to this, for example, subheader, and it will say pk contacts, and then we're going to add another one. So href, and the same here, we're gonna be using href. Let's say home, waves effect, and the next one will be pages, and then about.html, and then about. Okay, save that, and let's try to preview our app. So there you go, we have this particular side menu right here for our home and about section. So let's make this better by just adding more elements to our page. So side nav menu, and of course we're gonna be adding here the container for our contacts. So class, so this will hold the contacts that we have added to the app. So gray text, and then we're gonna be we'll try to darken the text by 1. Again, this is coming from Materialize CSS. So if you have like questions to this, or maybe you want to learn more something about the Materialize CSS, then you can browse the official homepage of the Materialize CSS. Okay, and for the side form, I'll just copy and paste a code right here that will represent the form or the side form of our app. So this will have the div, and of course the form, and also the inputs for name and the input for numbers. Okay, and of course the add contact button right here. So if we try to save this, we can see that if we need to add the plus symbol. Add symbol. So let's just copy and paste right after the contacts container. Then we're gonna add the add or the plus button. So save that, and then preview. Then we have here the plus button right here. So if you click on this, then you'll get this particular new contact side form. And of course this is responsive, so it will look good on mobile also, so or on different screen sizes. There you go. This is the first step for our PWA app. So I think that's all there is to it in this video, and in the next video we're going to be adding more features to our PWA app. So far we only work with the user interface and we set up our PWA app, but in the succeeding videos we're going to be adding more PWA concept to this particular app. So thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.